be with you. And with your spirit. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Glory to you, Lord. Jesus said to his disciples, "Things that cause sin will inevitably occur, but woe to the one through whom they occur. It would be better for him if a millstone were put around his neck and he be thrown into the sea, than for him to cause one of these little ones to sin. Be on your guard. If your brother sins, rebuke him, and if he repents, forgive him. And if he wrongs you 7 times in one day, and returns to you 7 times, saying, 'I am sorry,' you should forgive him." And the apostles said to the Lord, "Increase our faith." The Lord replied, "If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you would say to this mulberry tree, 'Be uprooted and planted in the sea,' and it would obey you." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, forgiveness. Do you know this? I mean, is it the impossible task? It's certainly challenging. It's certainly challenging. Is it the impossible task? I don't know. I think it's, forgiveness is perhaps it's a bit of a weather vane for us. Say, like, do we have it? Do we have it in us to forgive? And if we, I don't know, the ease with which we forgive, and I'm not saying that forgiveness is an easy thing, but I think the ease with which we forgive is itself sign of our God-centeredness or lack. But let me take half a step back and say, this is better, okay? So hold on to that or not, okay? But this one is better. Our commitment to forgiveness is itself sign of our God-centeredness or lack. Like, do we want to go down that path or no? It's tough. It's tough for any number of reasons, but the reason why it's for us a bit of a weather vane, right, where it gives sign to a more hidden reality, right? So, like, our willingness or our commitment to forgive shows us how God-centered we are. The reason why that's the case is because God is, for us, mercy. So God is in himself an eternal exchange of outpouring love. Total self-gift in the life of the Trinity. And God's creation of everything that exists is itself an expression of that. It's love. It's self-emptying. It's pouring out. But I hope we realize that when we are encountered by the love of God, so when we're not just loved into being, but loved into life in terms of we have communion with him. He's sharing with us his own blessed life, his own life of love. It's only ever an act of mercy. It's only ever an act of mercy. Because for one, we're not living totally in line with it, with the great gift that we receive. So God, in coming to us, whenever we turn to him in prayer, right, whenever we seek him in the sacraments, he's overcoming the obstacles that we put in his way. And his permanent, fixed, unchanging commitment is love for us, no matter what we put in his way, no matter how undeserving of that great gift we are. So mercy is love for the undeserving. It's love that's willing to go beyond resistance, barriers, obstacles, the rest. That is what also forgiving love is. So any recognition that this is not only what's on offer for us in God, but what we receive from him whenever we turn to him in prayer, whenever we seek him in the sacrament. Any acknowledgement, and even the way that we honor the great gift is to live in line with it, is to live in conformity with it, is to actually conform our lives to it. But this is what it means then to have the true and living God at the center, the God who is mercy, right? The God who is love at the center. And then we can do this. I think there's no other way. There's no other way to this. There's no other way to forgive. If we have anything else at the center of our life, there's just no way. Because, if mammon is at the center of our life, and someone offending against us in the realm of mammon, or in the ordo of mammon, right? The way that mammon orders life. If someone offends against us in the realm of mammon, well, do we have an opportunity to recover the money that we otherwise would have had if that person did not offend against us? Right? There's no forgiveness there. Any other God is an unforgiving God in that sense. We're playing zero-sum games, right? Someone gets money, I have less of it. Someone, all this kind of thing. But the true and living God, having the true and living God at the center of our hearts and lives means that we live for mercy. We live for forgiveness. I want to be an expression of what we've received. And I say perhaps even more than that. The forgiveness that we are extending to those who have offended against us is itself participation in the life of God. So in this sense, it's not ours to perform it of our own strength. And this is why Jesus says you need faith just the size of a mustard seed in order to do this. Because in the end, it's not your strength. It's not your power. It's the power of Jesus working through you. It's the power of the Holy Spirit working through you. And that, my friends, is our participation in the forgiveness of God is itself its own gift. It's its own gift, right? So there's not like, here, if he turns and says, I'm sorry, forgive him. It's not like if he turns and says, I'm sorry, well, remember that, and, maybe once or twice, but 3 times is really pushing it, right? 4, 5, come on, 6, no. Right? Because I'm exercising forgiveness in order to claim the moral high ground, in order to have something over the other. But no, the work of forgiveness is in service of the other. And just as the true and living God stoops to wash our feet, right? So too we can commit ourselves to the work of forgiving love. Wherever we're called into action. Wherever Jesus wants to, unlock another heart with his unmerited, undeserved love. He's calling us into action to embody it for him.